Okay. Oh, that is nasty. Let's move you up there. Hello. I told you I'll be back. Let's try and make this look a bit nicer, shall we? Stretch you out a bit. Let's get you centered. Center on screen. Okay, I think that's looking okay. I think this is looking okay. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Right, Daniel's Hot Topic says, I think I remember Bart and the Beanstalk. No, go away. Am I on the wrong one? Wait, what happened here? Why didn't that work? Why didn't that work? Oh, this is very odd. Why did that happen? Why has that happened? Hello? Yeah. YouTube's weird, I guess. So okay, the long and short of it, I won't bore people with the details, but it's like I had to end the stream to fix the issue, and then I hit stream again, but I couldn't stream into the same stream, if that makes any sense. It's like the one I had scheduled, I couldn't just say, hey, stream to that one again. Instead, I hit stream and it like had to trigger a new one. So yeah, this is now a new one, but I think you guys should see this now. Let me know how the audio is sounding. If it's too loud, too quiet, because this game has quite, let's just say, intense audio. Let's just leave it at intense audio, okay? So I know it's quite piercing. So if it's a little bit too loud, let me know and I can just turn that down. But yeah, I think I'm good to go now. Apologies for all the mess. Apologies for all the jumping around. You have to bear with me. Yeah. Okay. Dan says, I saw this game back in the 90s, but I could never get it because I did not have a Game Boy and Game Boys were expensive. Really interesting. Because they came out in what, 89? Oh, is it a bit loud? Okay, alright. Let's turn that down just a little bit. There we go. Turn it down by 3 decibels. That's interesting. Yeah, I never had original Game Boy. I had a Game Boy Pocket. That's when like the Game Boy Color was already out. I was like a generation behind on Game Boys. That's how I did it. Pizza Man, I'm assuming that's what it's meant to be, says, I think I played this on my friend's Game Boy on a road trip as a kid. Well, I quite like it, so I think it's kind of, that probably wasn't too bad for you, I hope. Okay, right. So, I'm going to kick this off. Let's do this. Actually, no, first of all... Oh, God. Oh, no, all the wires are tangled. Yeah. Here we go. All right. I guess first things first, we got to pick the colors. So this is what it defaults to, but with the Super Game Boy, we do have a lot of choice here for what this can look like. That's not great. I actually think that's okay. That's bad. That's bad. That's oddly charming. Like, this color scheme really reminds me of Super Mario Land 2. I swear all the screenshots and stuff of Super Mario Land 2 was this color scheme. That's okay, I guess. Oh, that's that's something. I think I'm just gonna pick one here. I think there's like an orange one. I think this is the one you can use that's like most similar to the original Game Boy, but I don't think the colors are quite right. It's a bit too like lime green. But I think one of the orange ones is okay. I think we'll go for this orange one. I'm watching one of your Let's Plays videos. I hope it's fine with you. Yeah, go for it. From my point of view, they're quite old. So if you still enjoy them, then please feel free. I appreciate it. Later on in 98, I got a Game Boy Color, but there was no Simpsons games for it. Well, that's actually not true. There was... Hold on, where is it? Got it here. The Simpsons Night of the Living Treehouse of Horror. Although I think it came out quite late. But this was a Game Boy Color exclusive game. But yeah, I think it came out quite late, like 2000, something like that. So I guess by the time you would have got it, if you got it in 98, there wouldn't have been one at that time. I don't know if it's any good. I haven't played it though. It might be terrible. Looking forward to the next video. Really appreciate the series you're running so far. Thank you. That's really nice to hear. Yeah, I've got so many amazing comments from people. It's something I didn't really expect, but it's still incredibly nice. It makes playing all these questionable Simpsons games worth it, I suppose. It's been quite rough at times. I might talk about Virtual Bart later, but I don't think I'm mentally ready for it. But okay, here we go. Let's kick this off here. Once upon a time, there was a poor family with a son named Bart. So far, this is just The Simpsons, right? That's like no different from the show. They were so poor that all they had were some old donuts and a cow. What good are donuts without milk? I feel like I should do this in more like an elderly voice, but I don't really have a good elderly voice. When they finally ran out of donuts, Homer told Bart to go to town and sell the cow. On his way, Bart ran into a silly-looking man named Monty the Meister. Miser? I don't know how to say this word. I said miser in the video, I think, but I honestly don't know what miser means. It's not a word I recognize at all. Make Bart yellow. I don't think there is one that makes him yellow. Because it's really simple, so I guess you've got that? I think that's as close as you can get, maybe? Is that a yellow? I guess that's kind of a yellow. I guess we can go for this one. That's a little bit more yellow, but I don't think you can get, like, the proper yellow, unfortunately. Although there is, like, an editor where you can go and pick things out. I don't know. We're going to leave it like this. Okay, next one. See, like, this is something I did really like about this game when I was playing it. I think these images are actually surprisingly good. And dare I say, up to this point, this might be like the best artwork in a Simpsons game. Like, this might be the best thing. Like, there's other stuff later that is better, I think. But in terms of like Imagineering and stuff like that, I think this is probably better. Like, it looks like Bart. I don't know why Mr. Burns looks like Pinocchio. It creeps me out a bit, but it looks pretty good. It looks pretty spot on. Your video gives a grand retrospective of when these games released during the show's run and the gaming landscape of the time. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. It wasn't something I was trying to do when I first started, but when I was like researching the games, I just found it interesting. I just think it's like way more fair and interesting to talk about these games in context. So that stuff went in because I was interested by it, and then people was like, oh, this is really cool. And I'm like, oh, thank you. So yeah, that's really nice. Virtual Bart would be great to see. Never played it, so that would be fun. Anyway, appreciate the effort you put into your content. Keep up the work and good luck with your stream. Well, thank you, Fran-chan. I will definitely appreciate the kind words from yourself. But yeah, Virtual Bart is the next one, so hopefully you enjoy that one when it's done. He offered Bart some magic beans in exchange for the cow. Bart said, no way, man. I can't do a Bart impression. I apologize for that. I'll throw in a slingshot, said Monty. Cool, said Bart, and he ran off towards home. Kind of getting into this. In the video, I just complained about the story being, like, weird, but I quite like this now. He placed the beans on the table, but before he could tell everyone about his great deal, Homer popped the beans into his mouth, thinking they were delicious candy. Yep. See, I complimented the artwork before, and this one I feel like is a little bit off. Like, you can see they didn't really add in a proper shirt, and the way he's spitting is weird, and his nose, like, bends upwards. This one's a little bit strange. The other one's good. This one's a bit strange. Did Virtual Bart come out during the Lawnmower Man film release? Yeah, it did. Well, about... is it 2 or 3 years afterwards? It's basically... I've started writing the script of that one, and I've actually included a mention to the Lawnmower Man. Because, like, I feel like Virtual Bart... Again, the context of that game is that in the early 90s, there was, like, just this big boom of VR. And you can just find all this stuff that's, like, VR related. So it seemed Oh, excuse me. It seems like it made sense to me to be like, okay, well, why would they make a VR Bart game? So I looked into it a bit more and have written some stuff in the script about like, oh, hey, this was just something that was going on at the time. And it's just a good way of framing all these minigames. Yuck, said Homer as he spat them out of the window. Go to your room, Bart. I can't do a Homer voice either. I apologize for that too. The next morning when Bart looked outside, he saw a giant beanstalk going up into the clouds. Whoa, mama! Bart's famous catchphrase. I think he does say whoa, mama in the show, but it's just funny that that's what they went with. Said Bart, that's one giant beanstalk. He grabbed his slingshot and jumped out of the window. Alright, here we go, Bart and the Beanstalk. It's been about, I guess, a month for me since I played this. And I did get to the point where I was pretty good at it, but I might have lost, like, a little, like, I might not remember everything, I'm afraid. So I really hope I can beat this game on the stream. Oh, was not paying attention. I really hope I can beat this game today. That would be really cool. But I think there's a good chance that I'm going to game over on, like, the 4th level. But if I can make it that far, then I'll be pretty happy with that. The 4th, the 5th, the auto-scrolling one, that one's quite tough. But everything up to that point isn't too bad. I remember the Virtual Boy was popular for a bit, then they were discontinued. Yeah, see, that was all part of that as well. Like, people were just really interested in virtual reality for a bit. And my impression of virtual reality stuff was, like, that it kind of came in waves, but I think I was mixing that up with, like, 3D. Like, you can go and look at, like, 3D stuff that was around, like, 100 years ago, or maybe not that long, but, you know, like a very long time ago. But like people were interested in 3D, and then it became VR, and then 3D, and it's like always gone back and forward. So just one of those things. Right, I've already taken a decent amount of damage here, so hopefully I can get some of that health back. If I die in the first level, that's quite embarrassing. But again, it has been a little bit. Like whenever I do a review for one of these games, it becomes like my life for the next like however long it takes to finish it. But then because I then have to move on to the next game, like some of that stuff kind of leaves my head a little bit. But again, I think I should be able to do okay at this. Fingers crossed. I think I remember the core beats. Although this is part of the thing, I call this out in the video, and this one's like, I always find this bit so awkward. But I don't think you actually have to go this way. I think there's another way you can go. Is it here? Yeah, it's here. So like in the video, I kind of complained. Oh no, it's not here. It's round. Around the other side. I kind of complained about this bit because it feels a little bit unfair, but I think you can just jump over here. Oh, I still took damage. Oh well. Do I need that coin over there? No, I don't think so. So I've got to get 23 coins before I get to the end, and it does allow you to miss a couple, but you can't miss too many. So I just gotta be careful. I think this color scheme looks okay for Bart and the Beanstalk, actually. Like the orange and the green, like the Beanstalk is actually green, which is quite handy. Okay, alright. Now I have to actually concentrate. Because again, this is like one of those games where I think in the end it's not crazy difficult, right? Like it's not super hard. It's not like this unbeatable thing. It's not like some of the other Simpsons games where it just feels like crazy difficult. But it's still one of those games where you like, if you mess around and you don't know what you're doing, it will just like drain your lives, and then you just get a game over, and then you have to start all the way from the beginning. Which can be like nowadays feels a bit punishing, but I think if you go into these games with like the right mindset, then it's not too bad. And I've played enough of these Simpsons games at this point to have that mindset, I like to think. So how's everyone doing today? Again, it's been a while since I've streamed. I used to stream on Twitch back in the day. Used to speed run Banjo-Kazooie, which was a lot of fun. But then I decided to stop doing that for a long time. But now that I've like settled into these Simpsons game videos, now I'm like, hey, let's stream some Simpsons games. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. Those technical issues weren't too fun, but I guess that's always going to be the way. I kind of messed up there. I didn't need to get that power up yet. And that part is really tricky. This part killed me at first, where you can like bounce on that leaf, and if you don't land in time, it like kills you. Which is like really easy to avoid once you know that's there, but it does feel a little bit unfair. Right, so we got bees there. There we go. We'll grab that one there. Because the bees, you can't kill the bees. Okay. So you got to use like those. I can't remember what they're called. They're like, I can't remember what they're called, but I read it in the manual. I missed the Twitch streams from back in the day. I know that was such a crazy time. Like, I went all in with it. And I think what really happened is that I just like burnt myself out. Like when I look back on that, it's really hard to like keep streaming on Twitch all the time. And I think I just burnt myself out and just kind of, yeah, just did too much. You know, it can get quite intense. And I think like that just got to me a little bit and I just needed to get that disconnect. So I think me coming back to streaming now on YouTube is kind of more like, let's just have a good time, right? I'll just stream whenever I want to stream, whenever I'm interested in a game, whenever it makes sense, and it's just going to be a good, more chill time. I love Banjo-Kazooie. It was my first game on the N64. Mine too, actually. Kind of. I got a bundle back in 1998, I guess it would have been, where we got Super Mario 64, GoldenEye, Banjo-Kazooie, and World Cup 98 as part of that bundle. Oh, I'm missing a coin. I knew this would happen. Hold on, there should be one round here somewhere. Unless there's one up here. I need to make lunch, so I'm going out. Yeah, no problem. If I'm still around. Well, hopefully I'm still streaming by the time you get back, but yeah, enjoy your lunch. I always forget about time zones. For me, it's 8:30 in the evening. Right, there's... How do I get that coin without killing myself? Oh, I can just grab onto that. Okay. Oh, God. That's one thing that's really nice about Bart and the Beanstalk. The platform collision. Like, you actually land on stuff. It's so nice. It sounds like a really silly thing to appreciate. But after playing so many of those Imagineering games where you just flip through platforms, having something like this where you actually land on them, it's a whole new day. Okay, here we go. First boss. This boss is pretty easy, but I still kind of got to concentrate because again, it's just so easy to like just get the timing just a little bit wrong. I think he's almost dead though. Come on. Yep, there we go. Nice and easy. What's up, Reddit? How's it going? You avoided all the technical issues I had at the start of the stream, but we're now doing it. It's now working. People can hear me. People can see the game. It's a whole new day. Right. When he reached the top, Bart could see a giant castle through the clouds. I love how brief that is. So cool. So this is the jump I complained about in the video as well. It's like when you jump up and it like disappears. Like it just disappears, so you can't see it. But you're supposed to like land on it, and also you're supposed to land on it while it moves, and it won't move you. I mean, I already explained in the video, but still, it's insane. This green's a little bit much, but I guess we'll roll with it. What will you do once you finish all the Simpsons license games? Been loving the videos on everything. Well, thank you, first of all. Appreciate that. So I talked about this in my Q&A video that I did a few weeks ago. I think there's like two rough ideas that I had. I think it would be cool to do stuff that's like related to The Simpsons, right? Like do some retrospectives on the Futurama games and the Family Guy games, or, you know, stuff like that. Wait, where's my platform gone? Where's the... Ah, here it is. So I would like to kind of do that. But then I think I would also like to do like another big series. And the two that I currently have in my head are either James Bond or Spider-Man. But I really don't know which one I'm going to do. That's quite a long way away. I think it's going to take me all of next year to finish this series. But you know, I have a ton of time to think about what I want to do next. But yeah, again, I would like to do like the Futurama game. That's interesting. And I think deserves some time in the sun. But there's like quite a lot of Simpsons games, and there's like so much to cover as well. Oh, I always forget about that missile. Okay, jump down here. We're going to grab this egg, which I don't think we really need. Oh god, I almost fell off there. It's slowly coming back to me, this level. It's not too difficult, but again, it's all one big bottomless pit, so very easy to die. At least with this level, you don't have to like worry about not getting enough coins because they just throw so many at you. Okay, well that's not great. Okay. God, I hate this bit. You gotta just shuffle. You gotta jump on this. Alright, easy peasy. I kind of miss you do streams on Twitch, but I won't miss it running ads. Yeah, fair enough. I can understand that. Twitch got really rough with ads. Like when I was streaming on Twitch, I never like enabled ads or pushed ads or anything like that, but I know what Twitch is like. Futurama game is so pricey. Well, it's funny you say that. I was talking to a friend of mine, Joe, aka Mugluck, and I was talking to him about it because it was like, here in the UK, it is not pricey. Like you can get it for like 20, 25 pounds quite easily. So, but when you look in America, it's like 200 pounds or like the equivalent of that. So actually the European version is really cheap and it's actually quite easy to get. It's just for some reason in America, it's just really expensive. I honestly don't know why. It's a bit confusing. So yeah, so for me, I don't own the Futurama game, but it's quite easy for me to pick up at this point, luckily. I never know if I should go for this one or not, because this jump makes me nervous. But it is useful for the boss, which is why I got it today. Could do with some health, but I'm not sure if there's anywhere to get health before the boss. Because I like this next boss, but it is a little bit tricky. Okay, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. God, that feels bad. Any interest in looking in the South Park games? That's an interesting one. I think yes, but I'm not as passionate about South Park as I am about like Simpsons and Futurama and stuff. So I think that's one where like if I did it, I would have to go all in on it, which is totally fine. I would go all in. And also, hey, Erin, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your lunch. I'm going to go. Hope to see more of your streams in the future. Well, thanks for stopping by, Disney. It was very nice to see your name again. I actually like was quite surprised to see it, but I really do appreciate it. So yeah, have a good one. Seriously, yeah, it's about $200. I think we didn't have a large run here or something. Our retro games are at the claws of retro resellers. Yeah, again, it's just a tough one. Like most of the games are expensive here that are expensive in America, but for whatever reason, Futurama is just way more expensive. I don't know if the Family Guy PS2 game is also expensive, but yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Right, okay. I kind of got to concentrate here. I have to see if I remember the actual pattern. Because this whole boss fight is just remember the pattern. So that's his third one, so he should go across. No, he didn't go across. I thought he was going to go across. Now he's going to go across. Then he's going to go... Oh, God. Now he does that. Okay. So now he's going to come across from that side. So I'm going to do this. I don't know how much damage that does, but I know I'd rather have it than not. I usually kill him during like his second cycle. Like his second full cycle is when I usually get him. I think he goes all the way around here. No, he doesn't. Okay, this is actually going okay. I know I'm probably making this sound really intense, but it does take a lot of concentration. It's like one of those bosses that are not super difficult, but if you don't concentrate, he will just destroy your health. Oh, I messed that up. Jump, jump, jump. There we go. All right. All right. It's not like the hardest part of the game, but it can really catch you out on surprise. Really catch you out. The castle door was the biggest Bart I'd ever seen. That's one giant door, said Bart. Yep. As the door opened, Bart came face to foot with the beautiful wife of the giant. There we go, there's Marge. Again, like, not terrible artwork, but could be better. I think for the Game Boy, you give it a pass. Like, if you actually were playing this on a Game Boy, that's more than good enough. But blowing it up like this on a stream, yeah, maybe not quite so much. The original Family Guy game is reasonable, could go for... probably grab one for 20 bucks. Okay, yeah, see, that's fine. The multi-universe game is standard, like, 25 to 70. That's surprising. I thought that was... yeah, that's surprising to hear. That's one giant hairdo, said Bart, as she invited him in for a snack. The giant's wife warned Bart not to touch the giant's free prize possessions. A bag of gold, a magic harp, and a goose that laid golden eggs. She also recommended he avoid the soup de jour. I probably said that very wrong. Alright, so this level isn't too bad at all. You can just... this is when, like, the game just... you can just tank a lot of this. It just throws enough health at you that you don't actually have to be that careful. It's actually quite easy. Once you know, like, where to go. Of course, you can still die, but... I do miss the era of Simpsons where it didn't follow the Simpsons you're just kind of saying. Yeah, I agree. I think... well, at least in terms of the games, if that's what you mean. Like, it's just... I think the games are, like, a really good opportunity to do their own thing. I don't think the games need to follow... like, I think Bart's Nightmare is, like, the best example of what I've played so far. Of just, like, it feels like the show, it's clearly connected to it. You still get a ton of references, but they were like, let's just do some weird stuff. Let's just, like, have Bartman flying through the sky. And let's just have, you know, Bartzilla, like a Godzilla version. Like, I kind of, I think that's when the games are at their best, or at least this era of Simpsons games. Because you can't recreate the show one-to-one, so just have a bit of fun with it, I guess is my thoughts. I do feel a little bit bad about my review of Bart and the Beanstalk, because I ranked it kind of low, which I think it kind of deserves, but like, it's okay. Like, it's an okay game, and to a certain extent, I think that's fine. Like, in a lot of ways, it should have gone a lot higher, and is actually quite decent. Like, if you like Game Boy platformers, I would say give this give it a go. Like, it's not amazing, but it's okay. I played Virtual Bart for the longest time as a kid, always struggled to win somehow. Well, that's my experience so far. I don't want to give anything away, but I'm very much struggling with that game. That game is, it's something. Again, I don't want to give anything away, but I don't know when that video is going to be done because that game is tough. Like, it is tough to make progress and do well in that game. Alright, I have to concentrate for this one a bit. Again, it's not too hard, but it's very easy to die. And I kind of need to keep all my lives for the next... well, not the next level, but the level after that. Okay, I don't quite remember the pattern here. So you go up, then I think you go down and then up again? No, you go back. I went the wrong way. Alright, we'll just tank damage. That's fine. Okay, I think we're almost done. Oh, I missed that. There we go. There we go. So that level is actually not that hard, the soup, but because, like, it's an instant kill death pit, it's very easy to die. But I think the graphics actually look quite good on the Super Game Boy for that level. Actually works quite well. Ah, right. So the plan for this one is that I'm just going to tank through it all, because you don't really need to be careful. Which I appreciate. I actually kind of like that. It's nice to be able to just, like, play one of these games and just beat it. Oh no, I've messed this up. Okay, I need to go back down. Yeah, the only hard thing about this level is staying out of the light, because it forces you to go in here. What are you struggling with the most? To be honest, like, up to this point, I'm not... oh, with Virtual Bart, do you mean? Kind of all of them. So I guess I'm currently playing them one by one to practice, basically. And just basic all the levels, really. Each one like is difficult for its own reasons. So I'm getting through them, but it's just taking like a lot of time and just a lot of like practice, I guess, to really get them down. Okay. I think that might have been the hardest part of this level. But yeah, the pig level is hard. The motorcycle one, I haven't actually played that much. You stay off the light there, grab the creepy Lisa harp. There, okay. Alright, but I don't mind like the games being that difficult. Like, oh god. No, that is the right way to go, isn't it? Yes, that is. Good. Oh my god. I did not deserve to land on that platform. Oh, we're near the end, but that's okay. Like, they give you this screen nuke item to take out those flies, but you just don't need to. They just do, like, so little damage that you're kind of just wasting time by killing them. Like, it just doesn't make sense to stop. Alright, nice. I think the easiest one is the tomato toss. Yeah, I think from what I've played, the tomato toss one is fine. But the second level with the egg throwing is a lot more difficult, I would say. Well, that's been my experience so far. So I ordered Rare Replay for the Xbox One at the web store, and I received a digital code instead of a physical copy. What? In the bright side of this, I own GoldenEye, so that's good enough. Yeah, that's a great version of that game. Like, there's a lot of people who say, like, oh, GoldenEye's aged terribly. Oh, you can't go back and play it now. But when that Xbox version came out and I played it, I was like, this is great. I still think that game holds up very well. But in part, that's because the Xbox has, like, updated controls, which are a lot more forgiving. But yeah, that Xbox version is great. I would highly recommend it. Really enjoy that game. I think it's really cool. Grabbing everything that wasn't nailed down, Bart bolted from the castle with the gold, the harp, and the goose. Following right behind him was the very angry and very hungry giant. There we go. Nice. Can't wait to see. Honestly, it'll be an interesting deep dive on it. Yeah, I hope so too. It might be quite negative, so I apologize in advance. But yeah, I think at the current rate, Virtual Bart is going to be the longest episode in the series. I think it's going to be over an hour long when all is said and done. So yeah, Krusty's Funhouse was like 55 minutes. I think Virtual Bart will be longer. The screen looks a bit stretched horizontally, but it may just be the Super Game Boy. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure. It should be in 4:3. I haven't stretched it in any way. It is what is being outputted off the SNES, which is definitely not 16:9. You might be right. I definitely can see that. Yeah, the Game Boy does look a bit stretched. You might be right. Yeah, it does look a bit, doesn't it? Okay, alright. Yeah, I wanted a physical copy, but they gave me a digital code. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Rare Replay is really good, so yeah. That's one giant, said Bart as he ran for his life. Right, so this is where I might get a game over, but we'll just have to see. Because it's all just like, you just have to be confident with your jumps and you'll make it. But it does not give you a lot of wiggle room here. Okay, so it's gonna... Gotta be confident. Gotta be confident. Yep, there we go. That is arguably the hardest jump in the whole level, I think. So hopefully nothing crazy happens after this. And that egg there is invincibility, but you just don't need it. And you spend so much time like going for the invincibility that you like risk dying. Because for those who don't know, the right of the screen is scrolling, and if it touches you, then you just die. It's an instant kill. So you have to keep moving. Which again, I really like the idea of this type of reusing content. I really think it's cool that you go through these levels again. I think that's awesome. It's just kind of too bad that they do it with these like not particularly fun gimmicks. But still, I think the idea is really awesome. Alright, be confident. think there's 1 or 2 more tricky jumps coming up at the end of this level, which hopefully aren't too bad. But it's all the moving platforms. The moving platforms are just such a heart attack to jump on. But they are the ones that I always get worried about. Okay, do I have to jump back? Yes, I do. Jump, jump, jump. Okay. That was actually really close. I might have done that too early. Don't like this. Oh my god. It cut so close. This level is just mean. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Oh god. Oh no! Alright. I had one... If I just waited a split second more, I think I would have made that. That is so mean. Okay. Be confident. You gotta be confident. Here we go. Like, I don't really hate this level, but it does take a lot of concentration, and it is a little bit of a bummer when you get far just to like have to start from the beginning due to like one small mistake. But like when I've looked back on Bart and the Beanstalk after beating it, I do look back on it quite fondly. Like if I was just in the mood for some Game Boy Simpsons games, I would play Escape from Camp Deadly and I would play this. I probably wouldn't play Krusty's Funhouse, because there are better versions of that game, but this game does have a charm to it. It's like functional, it works, it's got its own thing going on. I kind of like it. A bit of a guilty pleasure, I suppose. Hey, you're streaming? That's all. Oh, hey, Drunk Monk Show. It's nice to see you. I always see you in the comments, so I guess it's nice to speak to you more directly. I always appreciate your comments because they're ones where, like, I think you have a much better memory than me when it comes to, like, actually being a kid in this era. So it's always interesting to see like your kind of memory and thoughts about these games. I always appreciate that. Because again, it's very different to mine because I think... Oh god, that was close. Because again, I was very young. I was born in 1992. So like, I kind of missed out in terms of like actually being... God, be confident, be confident! Yes! So I kind of missed out on some of the like actual, I guess, hype, I suppose. Or like the narratives around these games when they first came out. I'll be confident. I'll be confident. Yes. Okay. Oh no, straight into this level. That's not good. Right, so it's just an up and side. Up and side. Nope, messed that up. So up and side. Okay. This is another level where like you just make one mistake and that can kill you as well. There's an up and to the side. Right. But this is going okay so far. But I know there's one bit that's just a little bit like awkward. That did so much damage. Oh, it's there. It's there. That's the awkward bit, I think. Okay, where are these birds going to spawn from? God. I don't know if I can take another bird hit. This is surprisingly intense for me. I really want to beat this. If I can beat this first time, that'd be amazing. Up and to the side. I think we're almost done. Nope, get lost. Don't want anything to do with you. Up and to the side. Nope, nope, no thank you. Right, I think there's one more bird, maybe? Oh no, we're done, we're done. Hey! There we go. There we go. Oh. Before the giant could reach the bottom, Bart grabbed an axe and chopped down the beanstalk. The giant fell with a thud. Bart's house shook so much that the whole family ran out to see what had happened. Hey! I like that image. It's like on the back of the box, which is really cool. Bart showed them the gold, the harp, and the goose. They were all so excited they were speechless. Except for Homer, who said that's one ugly giant. That's something I was going to put in the review about the fact that Homer plays the giant and the dad, but then like this game actually makes the joke for me, so I didn't need to. Bart's family used the money to buy a new cow, and the money made by selling the goose's golden eggs, kept Homer rolling in donuts for the rest of his life. The end. Ah. Okay. Also, I wanted to say I really enjoy your Simpsons videos. Been listening in the background while working on other things on the computer. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think were you the one who commented on the compilation versions, I want to say. I might have that wrong. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I did the 5-hour compilation, because I know people just like have stuff on the background, right? And not all people want to like watch the videos in a playlist. For some people, it's just nice to have a video that you're just watching or having in that background. So that's why I kind of put it as this like 5-hour video. Music here is pretty decent too. Yeah, I agree. It's for the Game Boy, actually okay. Not a lot of variety, but it's okay. You're too kind, thanks. Yeah, I have a good memory of the Simpsons game and with the Simpsons games, and were a big deal. I was between 8 and 11, so some of my best memories. That's really cool. Yeah, I have some really positive memories with the Simpsons games as well. Probably mostly Krusty's Funhouse, I guess. I thought that game was really cool back on the Mega Drive. Your reviews are very thorough, thoughtful, and cogent. I think I'm saying that right. Always enjoyable to hear from you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, again, always appreciate your comments. I appreciate it. Yeah, there we go. I could never beat this game as a child. It's interesting to see the ending. Yeah, hey, Celtic. Yeah, I agree. Like, that's my general thoughts when it comes to Simpsons games. I think a lot of these games, people have you just don't end up beating them, right? Like, how many people actually beat Bart versus the Space Mutants? Like, how many people, I guess, played House of Weirdness, let alone beat it? Like, Bart versus the World is very beatable. I think Escape from Camp Deadly is quite beatable, but you gotta commit yourself, right? I think this is quite beatable, but again, it's not like easy. You gotta commit yourself, so. But yeah, I guess that's part of the reason why I like doing this series. Like, just make myself beat the games, and then I can actually kind of show them off in their entirety. I think that's important, because I think a lot of people who cover Simpsons games play them for like 20 minutes. It's like, this sucks, and then stops. And I'm like, I just don't think that's fair. All right, thank you, Andrew. Thank you, James. Good stuff all round. Thank you, Joe Smith, for that hell of a name. Yeah, and here's the black team from Acclaim. You'll see these people pop up in quite a lot of the games. Again, they were in the credits for Bartman Meets Radioactive Man, but I actually don't know how much they did. When I spoke to that producer, his name escapes me, Gary, I forgot his name, but when I spoke to Gary, I think, who used to work at Acclaim, he talked about the black team. And quite a few of these people you can see here are actually still in the industry. So Gary, the producer for Krusty's Funhouse, was talking to me about Mike Arkin, who is in this list. So again, I think there's a lot of interesting history there. It's just like, it just gets a bit forgotten, or it's just not recorded. There we go. And now we just reset. So there we go. That was Bart and the Beanstalk. I'm glad I beat it. I actually wasn't too sure if I was going to be able to beat it. I only died once. But that final level, I don't think is actually too bad once you get a feel for the, the way that the parachute works. So it's not too bad. Your videos got me to view these old Simpsons games in a somewhat different light. Even if some of them still aren't very good, it makes for a cool listen. Well, yeah, thank you. Yeah, again, I think, like, yeah, they are kind of bad, right? But that doesn't mean there aren't good things about them. I think there absolutely are. And I think, there's this real history there that I think deserves to be recorded and talked about. Like, I think it's a lot more interesting than I think has been currently documented online. As, they're just a little bit of a punching bag. And they deserve it to a certain extent. But I think there's more there, I think. Bart vs. the Space Beast was another one I could never beat. Bart vs. the World I beat once. Not sure if worth it, Mike. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. When I played Space Mutants for the series, I used a cheat to have infinite lives. I think I got a comment on that video where someone's like, I don't know how you had 9 lives by the end, but that's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, crazy, right? I definitely didn't use a cheat in the emulator. Nope, no sorry. Nope. But I just wanted to beat that game. I would like to, maybe on a stream, I'll go and play some Bart vs. the Space Mutant, see if I could beat it legitly. I can get to level 4 fine, But level 4, the museum, is really hard and quite terrible. Bart and the Beanstalk actually looks kind of fun. Yeah, it is kind of fun. It's not bad. It's okay. It's all right. If you like these sort of platformers, I think it's quite fun. I actually like it quite a bit. Okay, so I guess we'll move over now to Simpsons Hit and Run. I'm a little bit nervous. There's a good chance the stream breaks again, because I have to turn off the SNES and then plug in the PS2 into my upscaler and hope that nothing freaks out. So I guess wish me luck. Let's give this a go. Okay, so turning this off. Oh, that's sad. Right, here, okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, God. Where's that cable gone? Where's the cable go? That's it. Plug you in. Are you? You're yellow. I want the white to go in. And then I plug in this. Okay. Okay. All right. Turn on the PS2. Hit the reset button to actually turn it on. See what happens. Oh, there it is. But it's in black and white. Why is it in black and white? Why is it? That's unexpected. Okay. First we can make this fit a bit better, can't we? Fit to screen. Oh, there we go. I'm not sure if that's quite right. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna have to hit some buttons and see what happens. Yeah, I know. I was just playing Bart and the Beanstalk with color, and now that I switched to hit and run, there's no color. It feels very backwards. Very backwards. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna hit a button. Hit this button. Input select. Oh, is it gonna have it? Is it gonna work? No. All right, we'll hit some more buttons. Keep hitting buttons. Hit the button. Nope, that's wrong. Wait, is that right? The button again. Oh, nope, still no color. Why is there no color? Okay, we'll keep hitting the button. Hit the button again. Yay! Shouldn't really clap for myself, but it worked. It actually bloody worked. You make a good point where I had to think. I don't think I've beaten any Simpsons game except for the arcade beat 'em up and Road Rage. Yeah, again, like, so many of them are so difficult and quite a few of them aren't the best. Like, it's tough. Like, most people just don't get to the end, which is fair enough. Even something like Krusty's Funhouse, which I think is pretty good. Worlds 3 and 4 in that game is so punishing that it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, so the PS2 doesn't have anything in it at the moment. I don't think anyway. I currently have a PS1 memory card plugged into it because I think the last time I used this was actually playing The Simpsons Wrestling, of all things. Right. Do I want to crop the image? Let's get the game running first. You lovely people have waited long enough. Down. Here we go. Simpsons Hit and Run. Ah, there's just something right about playing the PS2 version of Simpsons Hit and Run. I know the PC one is so much better, but to me, like, this is how I played the game. I just think it just sends me right back to when I first got it. Okay. Win. Here we go. Right. All right, let's catch up on some comments. I've been a bit distracted. Whenever you get around to playing The Simpsons Hit and Run, would you consider looking at some of the community mods for it in a video in itself? I think there is a lot. It's interesting you say that because you might know a YouTuber called Muckluck who covers all the mods. He does a very good series, a very well-made series called The Simpsons Hit and Run and Mod. But I'm good friends with Muckluck. I've known him for like since we both started YouTube, I think. So 13 years? Is that right? Yeah, I've known him for 13 years. So I think I would like to cover those, but I would probably talk to him about it because he is the expert at mods and the community stuff. And there's a lot of really cool stuff out there, but I would have to talk to him about it. But I think I would want to touch upon it in the video itself anyway, because again, you're right. It's such a huge part of what that game has become that you can't talk about the Simpsons Hit and Run without talking about the speedrunning community and the mods, you know, all of that. Right, I promised to boot up the game, didn't I? Do that. Wait, it just said PS2 disc. Doesn't it normally actually tell you what the game is on that screen? Okay, PlayStation 2. Yep, good. That's correct. Is it going to work? I'm a bit nervous it's not going to work now because I'm sure it normally says... Or the PS2 is making some odd noises. Checking memory card. Okay, it's working. It's working. It's a video game. Can confirm it is a video game. I played the... hold on, no, I've missed a comment there, haven't I? Being completely honest, the ranking every Simpsons game series is the YouTube series I'm actually the most hyped for out of any series on YouTube, and I'm looking forward to what's coming up in the future. Well, thank you so much. That's a huge compliment, so I'll take it. Thank you. Yeah, it's going really well. Lots of people have really enjoyed it. I enjoy making it. It's really cool. Still working on that virtual Bart video. I think I said a while, like half an hour ago, that it's looking like that's going to be the longest video in the series. Because there's a lot to talk about with that game. Not all good. But yeah, I think that's going to be an hour long, that video. So I can't tell you when it's going to come out. Because it'll be done when it's done. But hopefully not too long.
Oh, radical.
Oh, I forgot Snake says radical. That's cool. Don't worry. I played the S out of Simpsons Road Rage on the GBA. Only played this one a bit at a friend's house, but it seemed cool. Hit and Run is cool. I would highly recommend it if you haven't played it. If you really like Road Rage, then yeah, go and play Hit and Run. And I do have a physical copy of Road Rage on the Game Boy Advance, which I'm really looking forward to play. All the footage I've seen of that is really cool. It's a really cool little game. I really do appreciate it. Okay, let's fix this, shall we? How am I going to do it? Let's just do it live. We'll do it live. So I want to go... No, not rename. I'm going to go filters. I'm going to go edit filters. I'm currently cropping it on the left and the right. Do I want to do that? Yes, I do. I'm going to take the top up. Go 20, yes? Maybe 20 out of that. And we can do a little bit more. 30. Actually, I want a little bit more out of that. 7. I just want 50. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Then let's fit to screen. That's better. I feel like we can do better though. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll start playing it in a bit. I just want to get this a little bit better. Put you there. Let's go 30 there, and let's just leave it at that. Fit to screen. There we go. Cool. I'm happy with that. Ah, just clicking now. All right, let's hit start. Start playing some video games. Huge props for actually whipping out the PS2 to play this game. Yeah, thank you. I like retro consoles. What can I say? So I usually kind of have them around. I'm going to turn down the volume just a little bit. Yeah, I usually kind of have them around. At the moment, I have my Super Nintendo set up, but I had to go and get my PS2 for this. But it's just cool to have. I just love retro games. And PS2s are quite cheap. I don't think I've seen Hit and Run for the PS2. When I played it back in the day, it was the GameCube version. That's interesting. I don't think they're massively different, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, I got a GameCube first for Christmas 2002. And then I got my PS2 later, but like my PS2 became all my third-party games. So like by the time this game came out, I got it for my birthday and I got it on the PS2. Let me know if the volume's still too loud. It looks a little loud to me, but again, I guess it's up to you guys. Do you have Xbox version? I actually don't. I have the PS2 version, but that's it at the moment. I need to get an Xbox version. Not to be that guy, but I miss when Sony do creative icons for memory cards like PS2. Me too. I always thought that was really, really cool. Really, really nice touch. I remember seeing like a load, like I would have like Time Splitters, Simpsons Hit and Run, Burnout, Worms 3D, Star Wars Battlefront, and you know all that stuff on my memory card, and actually seeing all those icons was really cool. An hour on Virtual Bar, I'm suddenly very intrigued. Yeah, yeah, we'll see, we'll see. It's coming along, that video. GameCube is apparently the worst version, though I've heard it's a miracle that game even running on it to begin with, because the port was only made by a guy in a short time span. Oh wow. Well, there was definitely that thing towards the end of the GameCube, wasn't it, where it was like people just didn't care as much. Like Crash Bandicoot, Wrath of Cortex came to the GameCube, but Twin Sanity just didn't. Like they just skipped it. So it just got to the point for like the last 3 years of that generation, people were just like, you know what, Miyamoto, you can take your mini discs and you can shove them. Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying. But they just skipped it. Carl, hold on, let me just catch up. No, let's start. And as we do this here, I'll catch up on chat. Can't wait for the 3D Simpsons ranking videos. Love the video so far. Well, thank you very much, Erin. And I'm also really looking forward to the 3D ones. It's going to be really interesting.
That we know of.
New and improved Buzz Cola is made from only the finest sugars and waters. Plus, it has a special ingredient, too hot for the FDA. It'll give you the get up and go you need to do all the pathetic stuff you have to do. Try new improved
I love this cutscene.
Buzz Cola.
Cola. Must get Buzz Cola.
God, this game's cool. I just love playing this game. And the fact that I'm playing it on PS2 today is really nostalgic. It's really hitting something. Because all the times I've played it recently, so me and fellow YouTuber Mark Lark, we did a Simpsons hit and run race, which you can find over on on the More Mark Lark channel.
Homer.
Oh, hello, Bart.
Use a directional button or left analog stick to move around. This is called walking. Press the X button to jump and hold down the circle button to run. Anytime you're in the air, hit jump again to get a little extra push. Got it?
I got it. Thank you, Bart. It's really weird to hear Bart like doing tutorials like this. Like, how many Simpsons games has like a member of the Simpsons like cast actually just saying stuff like, "Hey, use the analog stick"? I don't think that happens so much. I didn't know that the GC version had no frame of reference because that's the only platform I played on. Yeah, again, with a lot of these things, right? It's like, if you don't know, right, then it doesn't really matter. But I guess nowadays, you gotta pick the game. You can just pick the version that's the best. But again, yeah, back then I was the same. I didn't really stress about that stuff when I had a PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. Well, I didn't have an Xbox. Crazy fact, Bart vs. the Space Mutants DOSPot was actually ported to 4-color CGA graphics. The CGA graphics wasn't covered, but yes, that's legit. It seriously affects the worst level badly. Oh, I think I saw your comment about that. Yeah, that sounds terrible. Like, paint the purple objects, but you can't see what they are. I feel like even the ZX Spectrum version of like managed to avoid that problem. And what that wasn't an issue because they were like, yeah, it's black and white, whatever. But no, not on DOS. I knew the Xbox and PC were better, but never got to play them myself. Yeah, same. Like, I knew a few people who had an Xbox, but they always... Well, let's continue. Oh no, the camera's backwards. Eee. Okay, we'll just get used to that. That's fine. I'm still going to check anyway. Oh, here we go. Invert camera control. Ah, see if that fixes it. Oh, that is what we want. That is what we need. That is so much better. That might be... Oh, no, is that better? So right goes to the right and left goes to the left. Yeah, that's what we want. I'm a modern gamer, damn it. I need simple, basic controls. It's really an incredible example of a licensed game. I agree. I completely agree. It's like it just captures the Simpsons in a fun video game. Like that's what you want. It's awesome. Are my ears burning? Probably. Yeah, hey Joe. How's it going? Welcome to the Hit and Run stream. As soon as I play Hit and Run, he appears. That's how that works. No time for that Bart and Beanstalk rubbish with this guy. He knows. He has his agenda. His Simpsons Hit and Run agenda. That's what Joe's all about. Did I make it just in time to miss Bart and the Beanstalk? Yeah. Yeah, I actually played through that game for the first half. And now we're just going to mess around with some Simpsons Hit and Run. And this is running on my actual PS2. There is some upscaling going on. But if it looks a little bit blurry and weird, it's because, yeah, this is actually a PS2 version of the game. Not a PC one, not an Xbox One, not an emulated one. It's the real deal. Baby? Yeah, that sounded weird. It's my understanding PS2 Road Rage is the worst version of that, but I still really liked it. Yeah, I played it on the GameCube, and it was... But again, like, yeah, I think as we were saying, you don't really notice that stuff. But I think you're probably right. Like, when developers took the time for all those different versions, like, the GameCube was more powerful than the PS2, and so was the Xbox, so
I need you to run to the store.
PS2 is always going to be lesser.
That ice cream with the miniature pies in it.
Oh, must have been one of our kids. Probably Millhouse.
Alright, the Cola Caper. I've seen this stuff so many times. I was just about to read this out loud, but it's like, I don't need to, do I? Has anyone watching never played Simpsons Hit and Run? Oh no, I think someone did say they didn't play. I haven't, didn't they? Oh, okay.
Let's do this.
Never mind.
thing.
It's my, yeah.
Press
Oh, is
the
it long
triangle
load
button
times?
To get into the car. And don't take all day. This is the tutorial.
Yeah, I could disable the tutorials, but I just found this like so charming. Like, I think back in the day, like it was still charming, but like there's just something looking back on it now that we haven't had a Simpsons game in so
Okay,
long.
well, here's how you
Just
run
having
the
this
button.
in a game is so
Press
cool.
the X button to accelerate and use the left analog stick or directional button to steer. The circle button is your brake and reverse, and the square button is your handbrake. You know, just like every driving game ever.
Bart sounds pretty bored reading that out. Does not sound impressed. I imagine that's why some multi-platform games would have the PS2 as the target platform, like Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah, again, you just make it run on the worst. Yeah, I think it's exactly what you're saying. You make it run on the worst one, and then you can just add extra bells and whistles. But if you're trying to take a GameCube game and put it on PS2, then that's when you get stuff like, well, I think Resident Evil 4 looks worse on the PS2. Trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, there's a few examples, like Sonic Heroes, I guess, now that you've mentioned it. Whenever they used the GameCube or Xbox as the main one, you could just see those compromises. I think Splinter Cell, the original version of Splinter Cell, because that was an Xbox game first, I want to say. Okay, I was not paying attention. I was about to hit R2 to go. God, look at this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at that haze. Look at that PS2 haze. This is real video gaming.
That's the stuff, psycho. And so it begins.
Okay, I can do that, I suppose. I forgot all these tutorials.
Ooh,
Oh,
green like shiny thing.
Yeah, great. Those shiny things are called coins. Whenever you get enough of those, you can get a cool surprise.
wow. I've forgotten all of this. Because I think whenever I played it as a kid, disable, and in the PC version, I'm assuming this is all in there, but I don't remember any of it. But I don't remember Bart or Homer being like all shiny things, and then Bart talking to Homer about coins. This is just something I've completely forgotten about this game. We're not taking the shortcut. We're going to be good today. We're going to go the long way. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, Sonic Heroes. Yeah, Sonic Heroes is a rough one for sure. I had that on the GameCube when it came out, and I was very thankful for it. I can't imagine not having like shadows in a platformer like that. That sounds really rough. Although ironically, that version controls better than the GameCube and Xbox versions. That's interesting. I had not heard that before. I was not aware that there was like any control differences between those two. PC version doesn't have this at all. Yeah, that makes sense because I don't remember this, and anytime I've played this recently,
pressing the triangle button. Ugh, why did I agree to do this stupid tutorial? It is so boring.
It's not boring, but it's charming and nostalgic, and it's bringing me back to being a kid. I don't want to be judged on it. I legit don't think I've ever heard these before. Same. Like, if I heard it when I was a kid, I've forgotten. Because again, you just don't appreciate it at the time. But we haven't had a new proper Simpsons games with voiceover for years. Like, we've got Tapped Out, that is still somehow going. But like, yeah, it's crazy. The idea that at one point you could go and get a new Simpsons game and it just had all this stuff in it is crazy cool.
Hey, Apu, give me a cola and I need another bucket of ice cream with mini pies.
What happened to the ice cream with mini pies your wife bought this morning?
I probably ate it. I don't remember stuff too good.
Yeah, that is odd that the PC version wouldn't have it, but I think you are correct. I don't remember the PC version having it.
Talk to Mom to start the next mission.
Yeah, so that Bart voiceover, I think, is in the PC version. It's just the tutorials that's not. But I'm guessing some people in the chat probably know more about this game than me, because this is like the most covered, well-known Simpsons game. And to be honest, there's so many videos out there about it that I haven't seen them all. There's a ton that I haven't watched. There's a ton that I haven't seen, but there's just so much out there. Like people talking about, like, look at the notes in the code stuff. Like the extent that has gone, like that people have gone with to take a look at this game is crazy. And I think when I do eventually get to this game, I think a chunk of that video is going to be me talking about just how much this game has been dissected. Like, I can't dissect this game better than the entire rest of YouTube, but I think in terms of what this game is, the fandom is a part of it. Like, it's a massive part of it. So I always think that's interesting.
Homie, Lisa left for school without her science project. Can you get it to her?
Oh, do I have to?
You can drop it off on the way to work.
And I have to go to work?
I think the writing's really good in this game. I know, like, most people probably heard it so many times at this point, but it's genuinely quite funny. PS2 just has that unique nostalgic look that's never been duplicated. It's not like how Dreamcast and GameCube both had a TI graphics card or Xbox had Nvidia. It's its own rendering style. Yeah, I don't know much about the rendering style, but I completely agree with that. It's like, yeah, it feels different. And like when you compare it to a GameCube and an Xbox, sure, it technically looks worse, but there's nothing like the PS2. And it's also like the best-selling console of all time, so I guess suck it, Xbox. I had this theory, and I can't remember all the details, but I remember there was a time where it was
Way
like,
to
oh,
go,
here we go.
Homer, you the man! Collecting wrenches fixes your car.
Okay, thank you. I want to be quiet for all of those to hear them. But I remember, I think for the longest time in console wars, it was like the least powerful console always seemed to win in the end. I was mostly basing that off the PS2, but the PS2 outsold that generation. The DS outsold the PSP. The PS1 was 32-bit, where the N64 was 64-bit. The Wii... I'm not sure if the Wii, in the end, outsold the other two, but it was very close. But there was just a time where the least powerful one was actually the one that sold the most. I guess the people who really care about that stuff just played on PC anyway, so... yeah, I distinctly remember being on console, but the PC version doesn't have any of this. Wow. That's so... yeah, that's very strange. I'm assuming there's a video out there which is like comparing all the differences between Simpsons Hit and Run, right? Like, that's something I like to do when I review the games for the series. I play the different versions and try and put out the differences, which is quite easy to do for 2D games, but for a 3D game like this, I'm probably just going to have to watch other people's videos, to be honest, because I think people have probably already done the hard work.
Thanks for bringing me my model of the digestive system. Hey, where's the gallbladder?
I got hungry and it was a fig.
It was modeling clay.
Oh.
By the way, Dad, Mom called. She says she needs to talk to you at home before you go to work.
Ow! In your face!
Nice, I beat the first mission. Feeling pretty good about that. Still got it. I have to say, I think Lisa is the creepiest model in the game. I want to put that down for contention. For your consideration, we'll do it like the Oscars. Lisa for most creepy model. Because it's like she has a typical Simpsons head and they've just glued her hair onto it. But it's like it comes down to her eyebrows. Like her eyebrows is where her hair starts. It just doesn't quite work. I think Homer looks pretty good. But Lisa, you ugly girl, get this sorted. Sort yourself out. I read once that the PC version has a cheat you can input after getting 100% that allows you to play as any character. Interesting. I know you got the cheat for like any car because that's what I use for my Simpsons Hit and Run video when I tried to beat Alien Autopsy Part 1 with all the cars. I just used that cheat. So it gives you like all the debug cars as well, which was really cool. But I didn't know about the characters. The GameCube version at least had the cheat. Yeah, so that's what I used in the PC version. So I know it's in there. I had to grab like 100% save offline, or online, sorry, download it locally, and then use that cheat, and that's how I did it. Because I haven't actually 100% of this game in years. Like, I did it as a kid because I remember watching the Itchy and Scratchy cartoon you get, which I think is terrible from what I remember. But in terms of actually doing it recently, no. So when I actually get around to covering this game for the series, I will be 100%ing it, and it'll be the first time in yonks. To get technical. Do I want to go around in the back? No, let's just keep going. Lisa looks absolutely horrifying. Yeah, I agree. I agree. The PS2 haze can't save Lisa.
There are a bunch of these scattered in each level. Little surprises are hidden inside each one. Be sure to come back again to see if there's something you missed.
I will do, Bart. I appreciate it. Is this a gag then? Here. Okay, cool. We must have seen most of the tutorials at this point. I kind of want to... Oh, I bet the card is will trigger a tutorial. Where would that card... I think there's a card back here. Yes, here we go. Hopefully this triggers one as well. If I can get to it. I think it's up here, isn't it?
There's some collector cards hidden all over Springfield. Find the other ones and sweet reward is yours for the taking. If you want to take a closer look at the cards, you can see them in the pause menu. And don't get your stinky fingers on them, fatty.
Fatty? What? Why? I'm doing my best. I'm trying to eat less. I didn't need that. But I think wait, hold on. Let me catch up. Yeah, that seems to be the trend where weaker system wins. Same was true with SMS or the Master System and NES. Yeah, again, like it's always crazy to me how good Master System games look. Like playing Krusty's Funhouse on the Master System, that is a really good version of that game. Like it's a great version. In some ways, it's the best version, but like just to see it is really cool. And I grew up with a Master System until it almost caused a house fire because it was getting old. But that's for another day. Even before my era, the 2600 beat the Intellivision, even though that was great. Yeah, again, it was like for the longest time in the video games, it was the weaker console that would win. I guess price had a big part of it. I think I only did it once. I almost did it twice, but the game crashed and I lost a lot of progress. Yeah, that's tough. I've been there. Not with this game, but the big one for me was Metroid Prime 2. I was on the last scavenger hunt and then my memory card corrupted and I had to start again. I mean, I love that game, so I didn't mind, but it really sucked. Master System will be my first love as it was my first console despite living in the US. But yeah, Master System's really cool. I had one that had Sonic 1 built in, and it was pretty much the only game I played, although I think I still have my copy of Sonic 2 hanging around. I think. It's somewhere, I want to say. I could never beat either of those games, but I think they were cool. What holds the Itchy and Scratchy cartoon back is the stiff CGI animation. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've watched it, but I remember there was something off about it. But so that would make sense if it was just kind of stiff and rushed and just didn't quite match what was going on. The Simpsons Hit and Run was going to get a sequel, but Free Radical went belly up and went out of business. The sequel was scrapped. Yeah, that sucks. It deserves a sequel, even now. Hitter and Runnier. No? No. Oh god, the evil flaming master system. I know. It was one of those where like I had left it on by. I guess the story there is like I left it on by mistake, and by this point I had like it'd been sitting in a box for a long time, the master system, because I was just playing other stuff. But then I was just in the mood for it, so I got it out of the box, I plugged it all in, and I accidentally left it running. And then I came back, or like I'd gone out or something. I was quite young, but still I would gone to a friend's or done something. And then like there was like a burn mark around the plug, and my mum was like, "Yeah, that almost caused quite a bad fire, so we've thrown it away." Which is like fair enough. I couldn't get that annoyed about it, so yeah, she just completely got rid of it and threw it in the bin because it started like burning the plug. There was something that went very wrong there. I hate the platforming level in Hit and Run. I do too, but you get used to it. I think it's only the one in level 7 that I would say I actively dislike. But even then, like, yeah, it takes a bit of time. They just don't make you do it enough for it to be interesting. I still got to get around to Prime 2. Yeah, I mean, I always have a massive soft spot for Prime 2. I would love a Prime 2 remaster. But I know, like, the Prime trilogy just doesn't hit the same for me. Because, like, I don't want the motion controls. I know they're technically better. I want the original GameCube version. That's my version. And it's harder as well. Like, they made that game easier for Metroid Prime Trilogy. But to me, I just want to play the original. That's my game. Oh, cool. So you must have had the Master System 2. Yeah, I did. And I actually rebought a Master System 2 in order to play Krusty's Funhouse on. But the Master System 2 doesn't have an AV out. So you can only plug it in using like the aerial connection. And I don't have a CRT. So I plugged it into my main TV in my living room, and it was like demonic. Like, because it kind of worked, but it was all like fuzz. Like it was it was really weird. I had to like use my TV and like search for channels, and then it found one channel because I don't actually have an aerial plugged into my TV, and it was the Master System channel that basically every 3 seconds Krusty's Funhouse would half come in and then just disappear again. It was very creepy. I was going to include it in the video, but I couldn't quite get a good video of it happening, and it's not really relevant. But yeah, I still have a Master System 2. I just can't use it. There hasn't been a Simpsons game in so long. Yeah, I completely agree. I think people like the new seasons of The Simpsons. Now's the time. I love the Master System, but the console envy sometimes. Oh yeah, Mario 3. That's the one I grew up on with the NES, and I still have a copy of Mario 3. NES was... I kind of got the Master System after the fact. After I had an NES.
Homer, go talk to Ned Flanders. He seems miffed and PO'd.
Why me? I'm the world's greatest neighbor. I even have a mug to that effect.
A book? What? What did he say? I even have a book to that effect? I don't think I heard that right. I played the European GameCube Prime 1. Yeah, same. That's what I had. Metroid Prime is what got me into the Metroid series. I borrowed it from a friend. He was like, this game's great. I'm like, if you say so. So I tried it and I was like, yeah, this game's amazing. And then I got Metroid Prime 2 for Christmas when it came out. I had that day one. I was 12 when Metroid Prime 2 came out, but it was so sick. Such a sick game. And I got Metroid Fusion as well, I think 2003, I want to say. The game was awesome. Oh, he said mug. Okay, my bad. Oh, he said book for some reason. Like, I was like, Homer reads? That doesn't... I know he's got his half reading glasses, but even then.
I'm all in a dither, Homer. So many of my possessions have disappeared. I called the police to find the culprit.
Culprit, eh?
My lawnmower, my cooler, my lawn chair, a family portrait, even Rod's inhaler. What kind of sick individual would take this stuff?
Oh no, I borrowed all of Flanders' stuff. Quick, think of an excuse to get out of here. Excuse me, I think I have to go shuck some corn.
Yeah. You know what would kind of suck if they did do a sequel to Simpsons Hit and Run? Like, something that's so good about this game is all the voice acting, and is all the jokes, and is all the writing. But if they did it again, we would get, like, Smoker Marge. We would get, please God, let her stop doing the Marge voice, Marge. and we would get weird sounding Mr. Burns and weird sounding Smithers and weird sounding Flanders. And like, if they did another new, even if it wasn't Hit and Run 2, if they did another new Simpsons games,
What's next?
they would probably have to do what they did with Darth Vader and James Earl Jones, where they like they had him do the voice but used AI, I believe, to like make him sound more correct to his original voice. It's like they would almost have to do that to make it sound correct, because nowadays it just sounds, it's just rough. And I don't know if I want a Simpsons game where all the characters sound like what they currently sound like. That would sound really weird and really strange. Like, if they did a Simpsons Hit and Run remaster and they re-recorded the voices, that would be awful. That would be, no thank you, please keep the original voices in. I guess it would be like the Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes of Simpsons franchise. Alright, this went quite well, didn't it? The game and the movie were the first and the only Simpsons movie I got to experience this game. Oh, really interesting. Yeah, like, there was such a weird... There was that era where the Simpsons were kind of everywhere. I think there was a YouTube video about it that I saw in my recommends that I didn't get around to watching. But I remember that because I remember going to the cinema to watch the Simpsons movie. That was really exciting. I was 15 and me and all my friends, we just went as a big group because everyone knew the Simpsons and the Simpsons was just really popular. So we all just went to go see it and it was really cool. And I still like the Simpsons movie. I think it's pretty good. Not the best of the Simpsons, but you could tell how much passion went into it. And I read Mike Reese's book. What's it called? The Springfield? What's it called? Springfield Exposed? Something like that? And that has a lot of really interesting insights. And he talks about the film quite a bit in there. You can just tell how much passion they put into that film. Whether you like it or not, they really did go all out.
Thanks, neighbor Rooney. Here's your reward.
This was the best Simpsons game ever. I'm waiting for the remaster. Yep, agreed. We'll love a remaster. Get it done. We need her to come in and say Marge. Yes, Marge. We've already got the perfect take of Marge. Like, if they want to, I can send them the audio. I'm more than happy to do that. And every time Marge is on screen in the new Simpsons game, it'll just cut right into her face. I am thinking, like, once this series is done, it would be rude for me to not, like, create a montage of, like, if somebody else doesn't do this before me, of every single Marge, because there's a lot of them by this point. The voices would not be the same whether it's the same people or not. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't, because of where that voicing is or where those voice actors are at, you just can't recreate it, which is kind of a shame. So if you did a brand new Simpsons game, you are not doing it in the same context. You're doing it for, like, something that goes along season 37 or something. It's not for this current era of The Simpsons. So that's something I really like about Simpsons Hit and Run. It captures The Simpsons at that time, which was going for a transitional phase of being bad, but it came out before season 14 when they switched to, you know, the computer animation. So it has a ton of references throughout the first, like, 10 seasons. And that's one thing that I think is really cool. It captures that very well. Hey, if it has to end up sounding like Smithers' Mr. Burns screensaver, I ain't complaining. Well, I know you wouldn't complain. I know you'd pay for that DLC. And that's how they get you. Got a pre-order for that. The Twin Snakes acting isn't bad, but it couldn't... Yeah, I agree. That's the thing. Like, I don't think it's bad at all. But when you have such iconic voices in such an iconic, fantastic game, like, it's weird when they're different. The Simpsons were great in season 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 8. I wouldn't disagree with that. Although I have a soft spot for 9. I just think season 9 is more inconsistent. But I think there's some really good episodes in 9. It's just a bit more inconsistent, I guess I would say. There is a guy making a HD texture pack for this game that looks really good. Even the CG cutscenes are being redone. Is that already out? Because I feel like that's something I've heard about for a long time. It's something that I stopped following a while ago because it's like, it's cool that people are doing that, but I don't know, it's not quite the same. You know, I think it needs to be an official one. People need to do it properly. Get the people who did the GTA Definitive trilogy. Get them on the phone. Say, hey guys, you're clearly experts at GTA style open world games. You've nailed it with those. Can you come in here and do the same for The Simpsons? That's what we need.
For work. And today's your workplace evaluation with Mr. Smithers.
Ah! You'll find my scorpion farm. Then where will my scorpions live? Only one person can help me. Lenny.
Wow, there's a lot of this stuff that I am forgetting, that I'm re-experiencing a little bit. Because I never take the time to watch some of this stuff. Maybe I should just drive around for a bit. Maybe that's what I should do. Oh, Simpsons Remastered Trilogy. Obviously, we're joking around a little bit. But how cool would that be if they did Road Rage, Hit and Run, and I guess the Simpsons game? I think Simpsons skateboarding can be left. Oh, my voice is giving out. Hold on.
Missed me.
I think that might have come through, but okay. Yeah, if they, or just Road Rage and Hit and Run, just do that as a double pack. That would be amazing. Road Rage doesn't have the long tail that this game does, but it's still a really cool game.
I forgot my mission.
I'm looking forward to playing it. I think Road Rage is just fun. Like, it's just a fun game. And that's all you need. Right, I want to try and find a wasp, because I want to see if we get another tutorial for the wasp. Here we go.
Nobody knows why these things have turned up all over Springfield. They always seem to turn up whenever something exciting happens. I don't know what they are, but violence is always an appropriate response in the face of the unknown.
Cool, thank you, Bart. I think that might be all the tutorials. I can't think what else Bart would tutorialize. Maybe changing vehicle? If I go up to one of the vehicle things? Or maybe purchasing... yeah, maybe purchasing a costume? Let's see if he says something here. No. Let's go back. Let's try and purchase a costume. I think you can do it in here.
Ouch! My bikini.
With Simpsons Wrestling as a bonus. Yeah, why not? Actually, it's cheaper. If you buy the version with Simpsons Wrestling, it's actually like 10 quid cheaper. Just to get it out there. My wife will tell you The Simpsons is still good after season 8, but only up to the point. Well, that's the thing. I think like there's a dip in quality, but there are still episodes I like up until like season 13. For me, it's season 14 where it becomes like, why am I watching this? Why am I watching this? But like, yeah, that's when it becomes rough. But again, I think there are still episodes I like in each season after like from like season 9 to 13. And it's season 14 when it switches animation and it's like fully transformed into something just not for me anymore. But I have a lot of nostalgia for like season 9 and 10 because that was the ones that were like new when I was growing up. Like on BBC 2, they would show season 9 and 10. So I just have a lot of nostalgia for those episodes. So maybe I'm biased. I guess we're all biased, but I can still go back and watch those and kind of enjoy them from that standpoint. Although episodes like Lisa's Sax I think are genuinely very good. I rewatched that episode the other day and it's probably one of my favorites, to be honest. At this point, I just want to think if there's any more tutorials to do. Are there any more collectibles that we can get? No, we've got those cards. Let's go to level progress. So we've done gags, we've done clothing, we've done cards. Street races. Here we go. Let's try and find a street race. I know there's one at the school, so I guess I'm going to go there. I think there's a bonus mission tutorial. Oh, okay. I don't think you have to unlock that, do you? I think you can just find it. Or maybe you do have to unlock it. I can't remember. I actually don't remember where the bonus mission is. It's been a little bit since I've played this game. And even then, like, whenever I play this game, I kind of ignore the details and just kind of end up burning through it. It's really nice actually just playing this game and not doing anything in particular. I think it kind of is one of those games you can get away with that. It's just fun. It's a fun game. Hey, guess what, guys? It's a good game.
Milhouse, Nelson, and Ralph run a series of races around town. Complete all the races and you unlock a new vehicle. Well, what are you waiting for?
I'm not going to do it, Bart. But he didn't call me fat this time, so I guess that's progress. Where is the bonus mission? Does anyone remember where that is? I think I'm trying to think what it even is. Oh, is he gonna say something with this guy?
If you
Yep.
need to really put the hammer down and drive, you can always enter these time trial races. They cost a little to enter, but they have a mucho dinero payoff.
Okay, thank you, Bart. They could do a connected road rage map. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think that stuff already exists, but the template for a cool new Simpsons game is definitely there. Definitely there. Let's just do a loop. If I can't find the bonus mission, I'll just like carry on doing the regular missions. I'm sure we'll come across that at some point. I thought it was at the Quickie Mart, but I think that might be a different one. But we'll keep driving. That's fine. I should do a Simpsons marathon to see how far I get before I say that's enough and quit. Yeah, again, I think you should be alright until the end of season 8. I have a big soft spot for season 1 as well. Season 1 gets like kind of dismissed from time to time, but I think has its own unique thing that has its like own style and feel to it. I think it's actually quite good. I didn't like it when I was a kid because it looked ugly and it wasn't as funny, but I think nowadays when I watch season 1, I can just like appreciate it for what it is, you know, rather than what it's not. On the power plant, across the bridge, and the dirt-filled area. Basically, look at the mini-map for a blue circle and a spotlight pointing at it. Okay. Well, that's where the main mission is, isn't it? That's where the blue circle is? Oh, no, another one comes up, doesn't it? That's okay. I think I know what you're saying. Oh, no, it's Cletus, isn't it? I think. Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. It's all coming back to me. I think my voice is starting to give out. So I might do 1 or 2 more missions, and then I'll probably have to call it a night. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can kind of feel it, that my voice is kind of going. Which is something that like happens when I record. Like when I do the voiceover for the Rankin Simpsons game videos, sometimes I have to like break those sessions up because my voice just gives out.
Okay, around town you'll probably run into a few people I like to call losers. Maybe they need a ride, or maybe they need help. Whatever, the point is, once you've helped them out, they will be available to help drive your lazy butt around.
Cool, thank you, Bart. I like how they just didn't try with this text box, like bonus mission. I'm pretty sure the other ones had like proper explanations in there, but this is just like, no, it's a bonus mission. You know what it is. This looks like placeholder text to me that they just didn't go back and update. But yeah, I think I'll do this mission and then probably call it a night because again, my voice is starting to give out.
No can do, Mr. Fancy Blue Pants. I begotten to finish up my daily chores, or else Brandine ain't making her muskrat pie tonight.
Fine, I'll help you with your hillbilly chores.
You help me bring in this season's harvest, and I'll take you anywheres you be needing to go. Woohoo! Firstmost, I want you to go to the gas station, get me some of those cardboard tubes, you know them? I'm gonna build me some indoor plumbing. When you finish with that, knock down all them tobacco plants so the young'uns can clean them up for market.
Okay. Bonus mission. Yeah. Guys, we don't need essays here. We need to ship this game. Bonus mission. Done. Nice. Perfect. Next one. It's only an hour and 3 minutes. It's longer than that. I started streaming at 8, so it should have been like about an hour and a half. I can't actually see how long I've been streaming for, but maybe I just spent a lot of time because there were technical issues, so this is technically like a restart of the stream. So I don't know if that's messing up with the timer, but it's been about an hour 40 that I've been streaming now. But yeah, hopefully next time I'll stream for longer. But this has mostly been a test, which has been really successful. This has been really fun, for sure. But I think even when I was streaming on Twitch, my voice would give out after about 2 hours. I guess I'm just someone that talks a lot. And it like wrecks my voice. Especially because like I had to go into the office today, which meant doing some meetings and stuff, and when you're in meetings you're talking, so when you're talking all day and then you get to the end of the day, yeah, your voice just gets worn out. Well, I'm playing as bad as Joe is. I don't normally play this bad, I swear. I'm just not paying enough attention, I suppose. Oh yeah, also for some reason the GC version all the mission names are in caps. That is weird. That's weird. It's weird. Yeah, there's so many differences. The hit and run video, I'm a little bit intimidated by it because I like to cover that game properly is gonna take like a lot. So that one might take a while for me to finish and come out because I want to do it justice. Like I want to do it properly. And to be honest, a lot of people have covered it probably better than I ever could. But again, I want to do it my way and talk about the stuff I want to talk about and make sure I've covered it properly. In the same way that I would do for all the Simpsons games. So that's probably going to take a really long time, but we'll see. I should be covering hit and run about maybe a year. Maybe a year's time, actually. It's a bit weird, a bit depressing. Alright, we're going to get this done. I think I am. There we go. Let's get out of my car and talk to Cletus before I lose all my money.
Okay, city boy, I'll help you. You just yell into one of those magic talk boxes, and I come a-running. Oh, man, them things is crazy.
Oh, that was too easy.
That was kind of easy. I agree. Can't wait till you review this and hit and run. Yeah, me too. Again, it's a bit of an intimidating one, but I've got a lot of time. I think once I get to the 3D ones, I think Erin mentioned this before. Once I get to those 3D ones, it's going to be... Yeah, I think the series is... Things are going to change, right? I think. But we'll see. Always good to have water on hand. I actually do have water on hand. You might not. I've actually been drinking it on and off. There we go. Just hasn't got the job done. Again, I think I'm just not used to this. I think that's what it is. These YouTube emotes are unhinged. What the hell is that? Is that anger? Is that sad? Is that... Are you hungry? Are you hungry, Joe? Do you want me to get you something? I can see what I can do. Yeah, that's a bit unhinged.
If you ever feel like getting a new set of wheels and you're not picky, just talk to old Gil. He's always got a couple crap boxes to sell.
Crap boxes. Charming. Okay, well, with that, I think we actually got all the tutorials. I thought there would be one for the phone booth, but I guess it needed to unlock a car to then tell you to go do it. So I guess we just didn't have a car. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave that for tonight. I think I'm going to leave that there. So yeah, thank you everyone, I suppose. This has gone very well. Tech issues at the start, but we were able to fix those, and the PS2 is still holding up. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the icon on the memory card. Well, hold on. How do I make it not get you out? Yeah, there we go. Let's do it like that. I think there's a button you hold on the PS2, isn't there, to make it not go to the disc? But yeah, I think a source mentioned about these icons. So let's take it. Oh, I didn't save. I didn't. Okay. Well, let's all close our eyes and imagine what the icon looks like. I think it is just the Simpsons Hit and Run logo from what I remember. I forgot to save. Oh, all that progress lost forever. Can't believe it. Yeah. Stream was on. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, MC Sonic. Thank you, Asorsors. Thank you, Muckluck. Thank you, Classic Sonic Saturn. Just going through the people here. Thank you, The Drunk Monk Show. No epic fail. No dolls. Yeah, whoops. Yeah, this game doesn't have autosave. Yep, no it doesn't. No, it does not. But luckily the game's so good, I don't mind playing it again. So I can just do that whenever I feel like. But yeah, thank you everyone. This was a ton of fun. I think I almost certainly will stream again. But again, there's not going to be a real kind of schedule to it. I think it's going to be whenever it makes sense for me, I'll schedule something in. I'll try and do it once a month. There's kind of like two things I want to stream. One will be after I upload the virtual Bart video, I think it'll make sense to jump on a stream and play Virtual Bart and talk to people about it. And you can boo me or cheer me. It's up to you. So we'll have. I'll do that. And then recently, I got a copy of the Family Guy game on PS2, and I think it'll be quite cool to stream through that as its own kind of series. I think that would be quite interesting. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how that goes. At the moment, I'm going to be focusing on Virtual Bart. So until that video is done, I don't think I'll stream again because I need to really focus and make sure I finish it because it's turning into quite the ordeal. But once I do finish it, then I think I'll do a stream for Virtual Bart. And then after that, maybe I'll look at doing a regular stream of the Family Guy game and we can go through that. I know it's not quite The Simpsons, but for me, I think it's quite interesting and it's somewhat related, right? Like, I don't want to stream any games I haven't covered yet for the Simpsons series. Maybe I could go back and play Space Mutants some more. Something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you for bearing with. This has been a ton of fun. I guess I'll see you for the Virtual Bart ranking every Simpsons game video. And I guess another thank you for all your lovely comments and all the lovely things you've said about the series. It is really amazing. Really, really cool to get. And really cool to see people come out to talk some Simpsons videos games today. So I'm going to drink some more water. And yeah, that's it from me. So bye. Bye-bye. I don't really have a sign off. But yeah, thank you very much. See you on the next one.